Hi, my name is Skylar Ramirez. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody session today. Let's go ahead and get up out of our seats and get moving just a bit. From wherever you are, take your feet out to the width of your hip bones. And we're going to start by taking our arms up and overhead, inhaling the arms nice and long towards the sky. Exhale, lower that right hand down. From here, inhale, reach up into the left fingertips. Take your weight over into the outside blade of the left foot. Keep the right leg straight and try to lift your hip joint. So as we begin to lift the heel, we're going to pull that hip joint up. Big inhale. This is going to open the left side of the body just a little more. When you're ready, lower that right heel down, lower that hip, and bring both hands to neutral. Let's inhale, take both arms up and overhead. Keeping the right arm extended this time, we're lowering the left hand down. Keeping the left leg straight, inhale, reach with the right arm and lift the left heel. Again, keeping that leg straight so that this creates a nice big lift in the hip. It's going to open the right side of the body, making space for maybe just a little healthier organ function. Let's lower the hip, lower the heel. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring the arms out to the side. Push the hips back and come down with your back flat. Let's reach the hands behind us so that we're able to work on strengthening the low back today. Pressing our shoulders away from the ears. The shoulders press towards your hips. Pull the shoulder blades back as if you're trying to hold a golf ball between the shoulder blades. Let's bring both hands down onto the thighs. Inhaling in place. Exhale, relax all the way forward, working in a deep hamstring stretch. Shake your head, yes. Turn the head left and right. Come to the center, bring the hands up onto the thighs again. Pushing the hips back, we'll walk the hands up and find neutral, finding mountain pose. Let's take our feet out wider than the hips, only as wide as the legs will go without pinching or creating any pain in your outer hip. This is considered an abduction on the thighs, so it is going to tighten the hips just a little bit, but we can also work a stretch into this. Let's lift our left toe and swivel it out to the side. Bending our left knee, we're extending the arms out into warrior two position. From here, flip your left hand up. Reach the right hand down on your right leg. Coming straight up with that left hand. Keep bending the left knee so that, again, we are isolating and opening up the side of the body. Let's look up, working on strengthening the neck, or we can look back over the right shoulder to work on a little more mobility without so much tension. Breathe deeply into that upper left lung. Big inhale. Reach at the top of the breath a little more. Keep bending the left knee. Exhale, relax a little. Big inhale, reach up. Deep bend in the knee. Exhale, relax a little. Just one more. Big inhale. Push the breath up into that left lung. Keep bending the left knee. And now exhale, take the left hand onto the left thigh, extending the right arm out. Let's start working through some big circles with our right hand, turning the right thumb down, sweep it in front of the body, and then open up. So these big circles, eventually we want to match them with a breath. As soon as we begin to open and circle, inhale, exhale, relax down. Big inhale. Exhale down. One more big inhale. And exhale down. Let's bring our right hand onto the hip for support. Straightening the left leg. Pushing our tailbone back towards our right heel. Create just a little bit of an abdominal contraction. Pinch your right rib towards the right hip. Another way we can do this is by lifting from the left waistline, lifting the left shoulder. Let's take our left hand past our knee onto our shin. Inhale, reach the right arm straight up as if you're waving towards me, opening into triangle pose. Just for today, maybe trying to look up Working with balance, looking up is usually going to be the most challenging, posing a little bit of a balance challenge for us. We could even try closing the eyes. So as soon as we start to get really still in the pose, close the eyes, and that can also introduce another layer of a balance challenge. Breathe into the center of the chest. One more big breath. Exhale, lower that top hand to the hip. Let's bend our left knee and push off the leg to come to center. We'll swivel our left toe forward, lift up the right toe and swivel it out to the side. Bending our right knee, finding our warrior two expression with the right knee bent and the left leg straight. From here, we can flip that right palm up. The left hand can go onto the hip for support. This would be the safest place if we're wanting to work on being mindful of the spine or the hips. We could take that left hand down and press the palm into the outside of the leg as well. Reaching straight up with the right arm, keeping a really exaggerated bend in the right knee. Inhaling, reaching overhead through the fingertips. Exhale, notice there's a little bit of retraction of the muscles in the ribs. Inhale, reach up, keep bending the right knee. Exhale, naturally, just a little bit of a retraction with those rib muscles. One more, big breath in, reach it up. And then exhale, relax. Let's take the right hand onto the right thigh, extending that left arm out with the thumb up. Adding in our circles, we sweep it down and around, opening up, really moving through that rotator cuff, exploring as big of a range of motion as possible, waking up the energy in the shoulders, neck, and chest. Let's add in the breath. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, lower down. Two more. One more. And down. From here, let's take that hand to the hip, straightening our right leg, pushing back into the left hip, contracting at the left waistline, or think of trying to lift the right rib up over the knee. We're sliding our right hand from the thigh, maybe to the shin, rolling that left shoulder back. Inhaling, taking the left arm up overhead as if you're waving towards me, holding triangle pose. You're welcome to look straight ahead, down at the floor, or even up towards the sky. No matter where we go with this, we can always close our eyes. Anytime we close the eyes, again, we could introduce just a layer of a little bit of a balance challenge. Big breath into the center of the chest. Exhale, relax a little. Bring the top hand to the hip, safely bending that right knee, safely pushing off the leg, transitioning up into standing, turning our right toe in. Let's inch the feet in towards each other, touching the toes, keeping a little bit of space between the heels. Let's work into some deeper twists today to stretch from our shoulders to the back of the hip. Inhaling the arms up and overhead. Exhale, pull the thumbs down to the center of the chest. Let's press our hips back with a flat back, coming into chair with our toes touching. From this chair position, gluing those thumbs into the center of the chest while the hips are flipped back and still. Start to swivel at your waist towards the left and push your right hip back. So as we twist to the left, left shoulder going back, opposite hip is going to counter this twist. Right hip pushing back. Option to slide the thumbs over to the armpits. So now we can engage a little more of that twist in the upper spine. Pulling the left shoulder back. Pressing over with the right shoulder. Keep pushing the right hip back. Holding here in this deep twist, you might get a little wave of heat. Let's come to center. Easy does it, hands to the thighs. Centering the low back and spine, we can straighten the legs, press the hips back, and slide the hands down our legs into a standing forward fold. We'll shake the head yes, and turn it left and right. Let's bend our knees deeply, drop the hips down, walk the hands up to the thighs, and slowly make our way up to standing. Let's do that twist on the other side. It definitely has the potential to generate some heat, getting us ready for healthy digestion today. Inhaling, arms overhead, toes touching, a little bit of space between the heels. Exhaling, thumbs pull in, pressing our thumbs into the very center of the chest. Bending our knees, we flip our hips back and lower down into our expression of chair with the feet narrow. From here, we begin to swivel at the waist. So without moving the hands, it might seem like we have a much more limited range of motion. That's really what we want. We're methodically working up the spine with this twist today. Thumbs are glued into the sternum. As we press the right shoulder back, counterbalance, push the left hip back. Option to slide those thumbs to the right armpit. Now drawing the right shoulder back a little more. So oftentimes we think we're taking advantage of mobility in the upper back, but it's really just a scapular or a shoulder bone manipulation. Slide the hands over a little more, push the left hip back, maybe come down a little deeper, holding that twist. You could even try pushing your right hip forward and pull the right shoulder back. Holding it there, the breath might be a little shallow here and it can feel really different when it squeezes the liver. When you're ready, slowly come around to center. We're unwinding our spine with ease. Hands go to the thighs, legs straighten, lift the ribs over the thighs, and then drape the body over the legs, hanging the head nice and loose. Shaking the head, yes. Turning it left and right. Finding those still points. Safely walking the hands to the thighs. Inhaling, standing nice and tall. Kicking off the feet. And grounding here for a safe blood pressure. With our feet firm on the ground, let's just find some symmetry with the breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. 2 more. Last one. Let's hold the hands at the heart or take the hands onto the hips. At any time, we might decide that we want to change the position of the arms and hands, as this could provide greater stability to our neck stretch. Moving into a standing pigeon. This is a posture that can stretch not only the side of the hip, but also parts of the low back and down into the hamstrings. You could always put your hand on a wall for balance for this pose, on a chair, or stay free form on the floor. From here, we're taking our weight down first into our right foot, keeping the knees soft. Just lift the left heel so that we're able to point the left toe on the floor. Rising that knee up a little more, lift the left toe, and now open that left knee out to the side as if you're gonna do a little soccer kick with the left foot. You're kind of sweeping over the right leg. Pull the right ankle or the left ankle in over that right standing leg, making a figure 4. From here, we can start to push the hips back, just like we're sitting back into chair. So we're taking a posture and a movement that has a pattern in our bodies that is already familiar. We're just changing it up a little bit with the leg position. Having one leg up and externally rotated. Our body has done chair, our bodies have done tree. This is kind of a mix of the two. From here, keeping the leg crossed over, exhale from your throat and sit back just a little bit more. Holding it here for at least 2 more easy breaths. Relaxing the jaw, hopefully using that relaxing breath with the jaw to relax the low back and hips. When you're ready, take that left foot away, plant it down on the floor. Let's step into both feet and kick off the legs, making sure that the SI joint and hip doesn't lock up on us. Let's do the other side, standing tall, pressing into our left foot. We're lifting our right heel, pushing off the foot, lifting the right knee, dropping that right hip down a little bit. Naturally, when we lift the legs, some muscles might clench in the waist. Let's pull up our right toe and now sweep it over the left leg, opening your right thigh, drawing our heel and ankle in above the knee on the left standing leg. Let's bend our left knee, sitting our hips back, just like chair, just like a seated squat. External rotation, much like tree pose, folding up the pelvis and the hips, hinging back. Hands can go anywhere on the body to establish stability. With stability established, we can focus more on that big stretch. Now find the breath. 3 big exhales from the throat. 2 more. 1 more. From here, let's slowly take it out. Step onto both feet. And again, kick it out just in case any part of the hip or pelvis or lumbar spine got locked. From here, let's take our feet out wide and turn the toes out. Let's move into a standing cat and cow to limber up not only through the spine, but also to limber up through the hips and to massage the kidneys and the adrenal glands and even the digestive tract. Let's extend the arms out into a 5-pointed star, heels in, toes out. Legs can be as wide as you want with the foundation, long as you feel balanced. Looking straight ahead as we exhale, we're bending our knees and pulling our elbows in, pushing our hips back. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale, straight up. Keeping the spine neutral. Exhale, hinge from the hips so the spine stays totally neutral. All of the control in this pose is in the quadriceps, the largest muscle legs, and up into the hip region. Inhale, bring it up. Last one. Exhale, bring it down. Placing the hands on the thighs. Flip the elbows out to the side. We're going to use our elbows and arms to provide a little bit of support in creating a larger back bend to work on a healthy upper spine posture. Your fingers can be straight down towards the knees, or fingers can be turned in, long as those elbows are bent out to the sides. Inhaling, pushing into the legs, maybe just straightening the arms 10%. Exhale, hold it there. Inhale, straightening another 10 or 20%. Hold it. Inhale a little more. Hold. Inhaling, last one. Straightening out the arms, pulling the ribs up, pressing the shoulders back, bowing out the ribs and the chest, supporting our standing upper back bend here. Looking straight ahead, pull the elbows into the sideways and maybe lift the chin to open the throat. Breathe into the center of the chest. At least 2 or 3 more breaths. Holding, this is an isometric contraction. It is a movement that helps to work with endurance of those muscles in the back and around the spine. Those muscles that help us to stay sitting tall when we have to sit for a long period of time looking at a computer screen or commuting. 1 more big breath. And exhale. Bend the elbows, round the spine, maybe even straighten the legs a little bit so it's more like cat. And we can slide the hands past the knees to the shins, maybe even let the body be fairly limp, like a rag doll with the head relaxed. Try a heavy exhale with the side to loosen the back. 1 more. To safely come up, we'll bend our knees, bring the hands to the thighs, pushing into our thighs to find a flat back. Slowly walking the hands up, and again, kick off those legs, coming out of that foundation where we've been strengthening the legs and the hips. Let's try that again. Toes out, heels in, extending the arms overhead. 5-pointed star expression. Exhale, knees bend and elbows pull in. Help your hips press back. This is called a moonflower flow. Inhale, reach it up, blooming like a flower. Exhale, contract, slowly pull in. Closing the eyes, perhaps adding in that layer of a balance challenge. Slowing down just a little bit so the movement becomes just a little more mindful. A practice based on awareness. Let's hold it in the down position. Elbows stay bent as the hands go down onto the thighs. The fingers might be facing the knees, or the fingers can turn in with the hands with the elbows out to the side. Hips are flipped back and the belly is dropped a little bit. Inhale, straightening the arms just with 10% effort. Exhale, hold. Inhale, a little more. Hold. Inhale, a little more. Last one, maybe straightening the arms all the way. Propping up the upper back, rolling the elbows into the ribs, allowing the ribs to protrude, collarbones to lift, shoulder blades and shoulders press away from the ears. Open the throat, breathe to the center chest. The breath is going to be very exaggerated on the inhale, effortless on the exhale. One more. Straightening our legs, we can shift forward, relax the entire body, coming more into a soft C shape, which is a little more reminiscent of cat pose. Let's shake our head yes, and turn it left and right. Finding our still point, bending the knees, walking the hands up to the thighs, slowly press into the legs to lift the head, the neck, and the spine. Slowly bring the hands up, and now move those legs around a little bit. Nice. All right, let's round out our session today with a really invigorating breath. Similar to Breath of Joy, but a little faster and less choreography. So oftentimes this is a big crowd pleaser. It can really lift your mood and just flood the body with a fresh breath. This is how it looks. As we inhale, we're bringing the arms up, and we might even do a little back bend. Now, we've been practicing all of these back bends, all of these side stretches, all of these gut openers, just to get to this moment. This is the grand finale. Inhale, big in through the nose, and then exhale, we're gonna throw the breath and come down. It's almost like you're gonna be like skiing. Let's try this 10 times. Inhaling, arms up. Number 4. Halfway through, 5. 5 more, a little faster. 2 more. Last one. From here, go ahead and come up. Roll the shoulders back. Let's do a few unifying breaths and flow the arms. Establish just a nice rhythm. Inhale, floating your body. Exhale. We might feel a little warmer. We're taking the next few easy breaths to make sure that we cool down. Bring the heart rate back to neutral, back to a baseline. And as that heart rate returns to its baseline, blood pressure following suit. Few more. Close the eyes. Just 2 more. Big inhale. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. We can bring our hands together at the heart. Traditional gesture for closing our class. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Let's go enjoy the rest of this beautiful fall day.